Hi there, this is Marty from owingsart.com. That's OWINGSART.com, and today I'm really happy to be talking about these Winsor & Newton Artist Watercolors. This is a set of 10 5 milliliter tubes, comes with a brush, we'll talk about that in a minute, made in France to the exact specifications of the Winsor & Newton company, which has been making watercolor paint since the early 1830s, so around 170 years. When you open up the box, the first thing you're going to find here is this brochure and, of course, the travel case that it comes with. Now, if you open up this brochure, the cool thing about Winsor & Newton is they give you this and you open it up and it's got all the colors, the 96 colors in the line. And another great thing about Winsor & Newton is they're going to go ahead and give you a light fast rating. So they give you an A or double A rating on light fastness, the double A being very light fast, the A being light fast. And so I think it's like 94 of the 96 colors are rated as very, very light fast. So that's good. So here's all of the colors in the line. And although this set is considered an introductory set, it really does give you enough color to do quite a bit of watercolor painting and whatever setting you're in, portraiture, nature, landscapes, whatever. So yeah, so let's take it. Oh, and you can also buy it in like half pans, full pans, and the tubes. I do like the tubes. Yeah, as I mentioned, made in France. I do like the tubes because you can squeeze out the tube into your into your kit here, and it'll dry. And then you add water later and it just reactivates. So maybe a lot of people use little pans and just squeeze the tubes right into the pans, and that's fine too. So as we open this up, you can see the paints here, and then let's take a look at this brush that ships with this little paint kit. This is a sable hair brush, and as it says, it's small, so it can fit in here. But they might have a small quality control problem when they slip on that sleeve because they pushed a couple of hairs down over the brush. So what I would do is I'll have to cut those. But yeah, there was just a couple, so it's not a huge deal. But every hair counts on your brushes, darn it. But go ahead and slip that carefully back on. I'm not going to use this particular brush with the demonstration. If you've used a sable brush before, you know the effects. I prefer to use a water brush. So anyway, looking at these paints here, it ships with these 10 paints. There's a burnt sienna, a cerulean blue, an ivory black, an alizarin crimson, a transparent yellow, a Winsor blue, a Winsor green, a Winsor red, a Winsor yellow, and a yellow ochre. And again, I mentioned the number 4 sable brush. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to squeeze a little paint from each tube out onto the tray, and we'll give them a shot. Yeah, the paint comes out really easy out of the tubes. Just be careful you don't squeeze too hard and get more than you want. But I'm just going to start with just a tiny bit of paint, like a little drop of it here and there. And what we're going to do is, since these are really good paints, I'm going to use this Caran d'Ache water pen. And you can see it's got a little discoloration on the tip because I already use it. I just dip it in the paint and apply it right to the paper, and we'll get a little close up here. Now, good paints deserve good paper, so I'm going to use Arches Aquarelle watercolor paper here. This is a 140-pound fine grain cold pressed paper, so that's really good, and it's 100% cotton, which is what you want to look for in a good watercolor paper. And you can see as these paints go down, they're just bright and vibrant, and I think Winsor & Newton really lives up to the claim of bright and vibrant paints. So here I'm just doing a little blending with the paints and seeing how they mix together, and yeah, they mix together quite well. I love the transparency. Now you can see in this blue, like if you were going to do a sky, that it's really transparent. It lets a little bit of the white paper come through, which is pretty awesome. So here I'm just going to go through and label just for my notes so I know where I applied the paint and how it worked. One thing to remember with the Winsor & Newton line of watercolors is they make 2 lines of watercolor paint. They make the Cotman which is a student grade watercolor, and they make these, which are the artist watercolor, and they're artist grade. So just a little note on that. Just a thought or two about this kind of quality of watercolor art materials. You know, we sometimes take it for granted that, hey man, I get to use all these great materials, and you know, I just go out and spend a few bucks and they come out, and then we maybe have a tendency to complain a little bit about the high cost of really good quality art materials. And you know, when I think about Winsor & Newton and this paint, I think about the fact that it's built on the backs of 170 years of artists and craftsmen who spent their lifetimes trying to perfect what you're able to use today for, you know, $25 for a set of paints, which is not at all bad when you think about the evolution and where this paint came from, and how it got to you as the consumer, end user, artist. I just think it's fantastic to think about the history of it, and I'm happy to be standing on the shoulders of giants who made it possible for us to express ourselves with such great and wonderful material. And that's how I rank Winsor & Newton's artist watercolors. They're just fantastic, and if you get a chance to use them, I hope you do, because I think you'll notice the difference between this and other watercolor paints. I put these up there with Schmenke, the German watercolors, as just about equal in performance and quality. All right, well, thanks for checking out the video. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe, and hope you have a great day. All right, so long, everybody. Bye-bye.